Jungkook's iconic appearance at Calvin Klein New York Fashion Week 2025. What happens when music's most influential global star collides with one of fashion's most iconic houses in the heart of New York City? The answer was delivered on September 12, 2025, when Jungkook of BTS transformed Calvin Klein's highly anticipated return to New York Fashion Week into a cultural spectacle unlike anything the industry had seen in years. On that evening, Rockefeller Center was no longer just a venue. It became a stage of coronation, a throne room where Jungkook reigned not merely as a guest, but as the embodiment of power, elegance, and global dominance. The question echoing across media, industry circles, and the feverish crowd was simple yet profound. Had New York Fashion Week ever witnessed a moment this defining? The anticipation was palpable long before the first model stepped onto the runway. Hours before the show, the streets around Rockefeller Center overflowed with thousands of fans braving the humid September air, their voices rising in chants that drowned out the city's usual noise. New York is no stranger to celebrities, but the sight of this gathering was extraordinary. Passers-by stopped, bewildered, asking why barricades had been erected and why the atmosphere resembled a stadium on championship night. The answer, spoken with urgency and pride, was one name: Jungkook. That single word was enough to clarify everything. His presence alone was the gravitational force pulling the city, the fashion world, and social media into orbit. When Jungkook finally appeared, the transformation of the space was immediate. Photographers surged forward, flashes illuminated the venue like lightning, and the roar of fans shook the very foundations of Rockefeller Center. Yet, amidst the hysteria, Jungkook's demeanor remained measured. Calm, gracious, composed, he bowed respectfully, smiled gently, and walked with a quiet confidence of someone who knows he is commanding attention without needing to demand it. That balance between humility and dominance is a paradox very few stars can master, and it is precisely what makes him unique. The outfit itself became the centerpiece of global discussion. Calvin Klein's decision to dress Jungkook in a khaki oversized suit layered over a muted gray inner top was nothing short of strategic brilliance. The tailoring was sharp yet relaxed, the silhouette timeless yet modern, and the message unmistakable. Jungkook was not merely modeling clothes, he was redefining them. Wide-legged trousers elongated his figure with an understated elegance, while the blazer, effortlessly draped over his shoulders, created an image both powerful and approachable. Minimalism became monumental, and the quiet codes of Calvin Klein's DNA, clean lines, sharp edges, and an aura of effortless cool, were magnified into a spectacle because Jungkook was the one wearing them. Industry veterans know that many celebrities fade into the background at New York Fashion Week, swallowed by the collective presence of designers, supermodels, and influencers. Jungkook, however, did not compete for attention. He commanded it. His suit did not scream for validation. Instead, it radiated authority. His aura filled the venue so completely that conversations shifted. Calvin Klein's Spring 2026 collection was strong, but it was Jungkook who made it unforgettable. Critics noted that he did not overshadow the designs. He elevated them, becoming the perfect bridge between Calvin Klein's minimalist rebirth and the global audience the brand desperately wanted to capture. The context of Calvin Klein's comeback cannot be overlooked. After 7 years of absence from New York Fashion Week, the brand sought not just a return, but a statement of resurgence. Choosing Jungkook as the ambassador of that moment was not an accident. It was a calculated recognition that his cultural power extends beyond music, beyond fandoms, into the very DNA of contemporary fashion. His global resonance, spanning from Seoul to Sao Paulo, from New York to Nairobi, amplified the impact of the collection in ways no marketing strategy could manufacture. Jungkook did not just walk into Calvin Klein's narrative, he rewrote it, turning the showcase into a cultural milestone that transcended clothing. The crowd's response was testament to this phenomenon. Fans described the moment with trembling voices, many reduced to tears as they caught even a glimpse of him. It felt like royalty arriving. One whispered through sobs, while another screamed, "He's the king." Such reactions might sound exaggerated in another context, but not here. The sheer emotional intensity of the crowd, vibrating through the air, carried the weight of history. These were not spectators merely attending a fashion event. They were participants in a global moment, aware that they were witnessing something that would be replayed, reanalyzed, and remembered for years. Social media erupted instantly. Within minutes, clips of Jungkook stepping out in the khaki suit dominated timelines across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Fans dissected every angle, every bow, every glance. Fashion critics shared rare consensus with devoted fans. Jungkook was the highlight of New York Fashion Week. Hashtags trended globally, fan edits flooded the internet, and even industry insiders, often resistant to fan-driven narratives, acknowledged the undeniable truth. Jungkook's presence had shifted the entire gravity of the event. Perhaps what made this appearance most significant was its timing. Fresh from completing his military service, Jungkook could have chosen a quiet, gradual return to public life. Instead, he re-emerged on one of the world's most visible stages, not tentatively, but with a confidence that announced, he is back, stronger than ever. The symbolism was not lost on anyone. His aura radiated renewal, resilience, and authority. It was not simply a return, it was a reinvention, a declaration that he does not merely adapt to industries, he defines them. Inside the venue, surrounded by fashion elites, designers, and critics, Jungkook's presence was magnetic. Executives who typically spend these shows networking found themselves transfixed. Designers whispered in admiration. Even fellow celebrities turned their attention toward him. The reality was undeniable. In a room filled with stars, Jungkook was the sun, and everything else revolved around him. Fashion analysts were quick to highlight the strategic genius of his collaboration with Calvin Klein. Jungkook embodies the very essence of what modern fashion aspires to: global influence, cultural versatility, and authenticity. He does not need extravagant theatrics to attract attention. His authenticity does the work. Brands seek him not because he chases the spotlight, but because when he steps into it, he expands its reach. Calvin Klein's comeback was monumental on its own, but with Jungkook, it ascended into untouchable territory. For fans across the globe, this moment carried deep emotional resonance. To see Jungkook, once a young boy from Busan with dreams of music, now standing at the epicenter of fashion's most important comeback, was overwhelming. It was a symbol of how far he has come, of how a single individual can reshape entire industries while remaining humble. He bowed to fans, smiled softly, and acknowledged them not as distant admirers, but as participants in his journey. That humility, paired with unmatched global power, solidifies his uniqueness in a way statistics or headlines cannot capture. The larger question now looms: what comes next? If Jungkook's first appearance at New York Fashion Week could generate this magnitude of cultural impact, the possibilities are staggering. Paris, Milan, and London are inevitable destinations. A personal collaboration line with Calvin Klein seems increasingly likely. What is clear is that Jungkook has once again demonstrated he does not simply participate, he dominates. When he steps into an industry, he reshapes its rules, forcing it to adapt to him rather than the other way around. September 12, 2025 will not be remembered solely as Calvin Klein's comeback.